The other day, my boyfriend Carl and I were driving on the interstate in a part of the state we didn't know very well. As we approached a sign for what I thought was the right exit, I asked if we should take it. He blew up. He screamed at me and said some pretty awful things, like, "When it's time to turn, I'll tell you." For the rest of the trip, I was quiet, and it ruined our time together. I didn't know what to say. He's done this kind of thing before when I've made suggestions, and I don't understand it. It's not like I said he was an idiot. I was only making a suggestion.
When I hear this story and stories like it, I often don't know whether to laugh or cry, so I guess I'd rather laugh. I've been on both ends of this situation and situations like it more times than I can count. How many times have I innocently stumbled into situations where I had my head cut off for reasons I absolutely could not fathom? And how many times have I snapped at people for reasons they couldn't possibly have figured out? I mean, it's kind of crazy, isn't it? We can balance checkbooks perfectly. We can go all the way through medical school and learn how to perform intricate surgical procedures. We can become rocket scientists and put men on the moon. There are so many things that we human beings can do well. But put most of us in a conflict and we become, well, retarded. We don't have a clue what's going on. So then, without a clue, everything we say and do just seems to make the conflict worse. Mind-boggling. So that's one of the miracles about understanding real love. Real love really is the one thing we all want most. And when we know that, we can begin to understand human behavior. When somebody behaves in an interaction with you in a way that just doesn't seem to make any sense at all, you can be almost certain of two things. First, overall, they don't have enough real love in their lives. Guaranteed. Now, how would I know that? Because people who feel unconditionally loved simply don't behave in those crazy ways. They don't get angry. They don't act like victims. They don't manipulate and control people. They don't lash out. They don't withdraw. They don't lie. And those are pretty much all the crazy behaviors. The second thing you can be certain of is that you just did something that subtracted imitation love from the other person or added to their fear. Now, you may not have done it intentionally, but you still did it. Count on it. Now, I don't know Carl personally, but if you look at his life, you can be certain that he was not raised in an unconditionally loving environment. So when you two went on your ride in the car together, you are already set up for disaster. People who don't have a reliable foundation of real love walk around in perpetual pain. And then it takes almost nothing, poof, to push them over the edge. Now, what specific things happened to cause the conflict that occurred between the two of you? We'll look at that in our next session.